And what's good with y'all, man? And a Merry Christmas to you guys. Yeah, today is December 25th, and that is the day that we celebrate Christmas, and it's the day that we celebrate the life of our Lord Jesus Christ. He was born on the 25th. Well, that's what we believe. As Christians and Baptists and Catholics and everything, that's what we believe. No one actually really knows, but that's what we celebrate. But if you aren't Christian, if you're like a Jewish person or a Muslim or something like that, Happy Hanukkah or Kwanzaa. I don't think Muslims celebrate Kwanzaa, I'm just saying. But you know, Merry whatever you celebrate this year, this time of the year. I don't know, whatever. But this gameplay is once again the same thing I did last year on Christmas. I decided to play on Winter Crash, which is a modded map only for the PC on Modern Warfare. If you don't have the PC version, you will not have this map. So I decided to use it again. I was going to do a special com, but you know, I thought about doing that kind of later on in the day, and it would take too much time and editing, and I didn't have the time to do it. So I just said, well, whatever. I'll just play on Winter Crash again and do another Christmas commentary. Besides, when I did this last year, I was playing on an older computer. The quality wasn't as good. It was horrible looking. So now you get a better quality on a newer computer. It looks a lot better and smoother and everything. So enjoy. But since I'm not doing that special com, I'm deciding to do a com like T-Fly did on his Christmas video. My most memorable Christmas, the one I remember the most. And I did mention this in, I know I haven't mentioned it in T-Fly's dual com I did with him, but I don't know if I actually mentioned it in a commentary. But I picked up a few newer subscribers since then, so I'm gonna share it with you guys again. Alright, basically this happened in 1990. Your boy Tick was 4 years old at this time. Now I'm gonna give you a little backstory before I go on and talk about what happened on that Christmas day. Now I've had other Christmases that was great, but this one I remember the most. Basically what happened was when I was younger, I used to always watch my older brother with his buddies play his video game, and my brother had a Sega Master System, not the Sega Genesis, but this was the Master System. Came out before the Sega Genesis, and it wasn't that known of a console. It was, I don't know why, because to be honest with you, the graphics on the Sega Master System were better than the Nintendo's graphics, but for some reason Nintendo was more known. But the Sega Master System, I used to watch him and his buddies play all the time, and sometimes he would let me come in the room and actually pick up a controller and play, even though he would have me thinking I was playing half the time. I really wasn't really playing the game with him. He was just handing me a controller while he was playing and make it think that I was playing. But you know, I was actually pretty much smarter than he thought, and I knew that I really wasn't playing, but I enjoyed the company with my older brother anyway. And this was around when I was like 3 or 2 years old, and it's strange that I can remember all this, but yeah, I actually remember the stuff. So in 1990, you know, my mother and my father had a little outing or whatever, and they split up. My mom moved to moved to Baltimore from North Carolina, because I was originally born in North Carolina, and she moved to Baltimore when I was 4 years old, and me and my family moved here. So we moved here when I was 4, and then we moved back to North Carolina until I was 7, and then we moved back up here, and I grew up here. But anyway, this Christmas, like, I don't know, it was just so great. I mean, if it wasn't for this Christmas, I mean, it impacted my life so much. If it wasn't for this Christmas, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. Like, you guys would not be hearing me on YouTube right now. But anyway, my parents were so good at, you know, keeping Christmas, like, just keeping that whole Santa Claus thing alive for Christmas. What they would do was, like, they would have Christmas, like, they have presents under the tree. It'd be like a few presents, probably about 5 or 6 presents under the tree, and they'll say from mom and dad or whatever, and you'd be like, okay, well, I'm getting a few presents. I'm not that mad. But then when the Christmas day came, they would have like all these presents out of nowhere that was just big present, and it was like a bunch of them, and they would say from Santa Claus. And that's a nice tradition, man. I'm gonna keep that tradition going when I decide to have kids of my own. I'm gonna do the same exact thing. It's gonna be a few presents, maybe 10 presents under the tree saying from mom and dad. Look at these guys sniping back here. I couldn't even see them. But it's gonna say, you know, for mom and dad, and then, you know, when Christmas Day comes, I'm gonna pull out the Christmas out the closet and stuff like that. That the closet they can't get into, I'm gonna pull them out the closet and put them under the tree. It's gonna say from Santa. So they did that very well. So I only saw like probably about 10 presents under the tree. It wasn't, you know, nothing that serious. I was still alright with it because I knew I was gonna get some presents or whatever. So this is how I went down, man. I remember waking up and my sister wasn't there. I don't know where she went and how she got up without me noticing, but she got up and she was already downstairs. I ran down the steps. I heard the Christmas music playing that my mom always played. It was the Temptations Christmas. I don't know if you guys know about that. And the Alvin and the Chipmunks Christmas. Those were the tapes we played all the time. Still have them too. And play them every year. Ran down the steps and the first thing I saw was a television with a gray box, a gray, black, and red box next to it with some small controllers with red buttons and a orange gun that was orange and gray. And I was like my eyes lit up. Like, that's the first thing I saw. My eyes lit up, my mouth dropped. I ran straight up in there and hopped on that sucker and would not put the controllers down. It was the NES. My mom got me that, and I only had one game for it, but it was the Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt combo pack game. So, man, I remember just hopping on that thing and they could not get me off. My brother, my mother, and my sister just could not get me off. Like, I just wouldn't leave any. I wouldn't go to any other presents. So they were like, "Man, Brandon, why don't you open your other presents?" So I'm like, "Really?" Like, I'm looking like, "Are you serious? Like, those don't matter right now. Like, I don't want those other presents." So I decided to finally get up. I go over and open the presents, and I put a little fake smile on for the camera when I open the presents. And then after that was all said and done, I just threw them to the side, ran back over to the controllers, picked it up, and started playing Super Mario some more. And then I decided to play Duck Hunt, and that's when I grew up hating that dog every time it laughed at me when I missed the ducks. But played a few games of Duck Hunt, man, and after that, man, that's how your boy Tick was born. That's how Tick became a gamer. Well, first it started with my brother, and then it went on from there. And that's how, you know, I passed the torch on to my nephew, because when my nephew was younger, when I was around like 13, when he started noticing me playing the video games, he would come in and grab the controllers. I have him thinking he was playing, and then eventually, after a while, his mom got him a system, and he's been getting systems ever since. And now he plays his Xbox all day, and he's 15 now, or 14 going on 15. But man, this is coming to an end. I'm glad I could tell you guys my story about my most memorable Christmas, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I'm going to do some more videos for this Christmas Day also. But this is your boy Tick, aka Game Fanatic, and Merry Christmas. And I'm gone. Bye!